Hello, it's Jay here again, and welcome to another tutorial. So this time we're back in the opponent AI. Now there's a few things I want to get done in the AI, but we're going to start with a simple one, and it's going to be knockback when struck. In this case, we'll start with the special moves. So this sounds important, but it actually is. Obviously, if there's no knockback, the opponent can just keep walking into your punches and kicks. It's not very realistic, so this will help alleviate that problem. So in the AI, we need to create some variables to begin with. So of course you can put these anywhere, and the first one is going to be a private float underscore sp hit movement position. We'll close that line off. So we'll put defines the movement position for the special move hit, and we'll create, this can be of type private as well, of a bool underscore sp hit, and we'll say set movement position, and that's going to equal false. Let's put that into the comments. So we'll say defines if special move hit and movement position has been set. And the next two I'm going to make public because, like a lot of things, these are two values you will want to experiment with to find value that suits your project. So underscore, we'll say opponent sp, and let's say knockback speed. Let's make that equal to 3f. Defines the knockback speed from special move hit, and a public float again. Underscore, let's say sp hit, and we'll put movement amount. In fact, I'm going to change that. I'm going to put it as distance actually. Let's say equals 1f. Defines the movement positional value for the special move hit, okay. With those in place, let's come down. We'll come to the enum, and below opponent hit by special move head and body, we'll create another state. So let's put this into the script. So we'll say opponent hit by, let's say special move movement, and we'll come down and we'll create the case block for it, so let's have a look. And I'll copy one of the case. I'm going to put them in the same order as they are in the enum. And of course, I'll just change it to the new naming convention. There we go. Let's copy that in here as well. We'll get a red error until we've created the state itself, the void, sorry. So don't worry about that. Let's come down to, and we want the opponent hit by special move head and body. Again, I'm putting the voids in the same order as the enum and the Fahrenheit state machine, so let's create the actual function. And we'll just copy in a debug log and swap out the naming convention. As you should be able to see here on the right, the red errors disappeared. But we're going to come back up to these two voids hit by special move body and head. And now, rather than going to the wait for animations, we're going to switch to this new void. So let's just paste that naming convention in. And obviously changing and tidying up the comments as we go. So now we're changing to this actual void. So let's have a look. We'll come inside. We first need to set the movement. So we're going to say if open and close brackets, inside the brackets we're going to say SP hit set movement position equals false. Come to the end of the line, we'll open and close again. So we'll put this into the comments. So if set movement position equals false. So remember, this is going to be set at false by default. So the first time we enter this function, it should be false. And we'll just create a temporary float underscore, and you can name this anything. I'm just going to use underscore temp_pos for position. It's going to equal the transform dot position dot x. Close that line off into the comments. So we'll say set new var temp position to equal the position x-axis. So what we're doing here is fairly obvious. We want a numerical value that is the position on the x-axis of the opponent itself, because we'll need that value to know how much to move by. And then we're going to say SP hit movement position. It's going to equal underscore the temp position plus SP hit movement. In fact, let me have a look here. So movement position SP, and we want hit movement distance, and we'll say then make hit movement position to equal the temp position plus the distance. Sorry, I just kind of confused myself there because I obviously gave it a different naming convention to what I planned. Sorry about that. So let's continue on, and SP, and we want set the move position, and now we're going to set it to true. Close the line off into the comments, and then make set movement position to true. So obviously what's going to happen now is if we did not set this to true, every time this void was called, it will constantly update this float here. Now this is the starting position, and what we're saying is how much to move is going to equal where we are at the moment plus the distance. By setting it true here, it means when the void starts reading again, it won't update this starting position. Otherwise, if it did, it would just keep moving. So I'll just come below, but now I can actually come back up the script. So I just need to find the right void. So walk away from player. We're going to copy everything in this function aside from the walk animation line. And then we'll come back to this new void, and let's paste all that code in. So let's have a look. We'll change opponent walk speed to the obviously the new variable. What did I use? Let's come back up. So opponent SP knockback speed, let's come down. And we'll just paste that new variable in. And we'll change the comments. Now the move can be normalized the same. So this can be, all the rest of the lines can be the same. But we will come below. We're going to say if open and close brackets transform dot position dot x is greater than or equal to the SP hit movement position. So we've moved the required amount. We'll put this into the comments. So if position x-axis is greater than or equal to the SP hit movement position, so we'll copy this line where we set to true. We'll paste that in. Now we need to set it back to false, ready for when the opponent is hit by another special move. And we'll come below here and we'll copy one of the lines where we change the opponent AI state. And we'll paste that in. Now we'll still change to wait for animations, just in case the animation hasn't quite finished playing. We'll just make sure. I'll get rid of the empty line and we'll save it off there. So as I said, I've got a few things planned for the opponent AI. We'll get these next few functions in place and then we'll properly take a look and test everything out. So we will test all this, but we'll do that in the coming videos. We'll leave it here for now. As always, I hope you enjoyed this lesson. I hope to see you next time. And as always, until then, bye for now.